Welcome to the Maine Money Show, where Wall Street meets Main Street. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Jordan Main. He is president of the Maine Financial Group, as well as Adam Freund, CRC at Maine Financial Group. To our viewers at home, we know that you love to send questions in. You love to have your questions answered. So today's show is just for you. We're going to tackle some viewer questions, and we ask you to stay tuned because we could have yours coming up on today's show. Jordan, how are you today?
Oh, I'm excited to be here. This is one of my favorite episodes. We do these every so often. It's a lot of fun.
It really is a lot of fun because we never know what people are going to ask, and Adam is shaking his head. Why is that?
Well, first of all, neither of you told me it was our email show, and because you knew I wouldn't show up for the email show, because you know somewhere these emails
we have a heckler. The young
the fans,
the young lady,
yes.
young girl from. We'll see if she shows up today.
Yeah. Oh, she's sweet. So before we get started into these emails, I have to ask you, what is the most unusual financial question that you've been asked by a client? The most unusual financial question.
You go first.
Well, I don't know if it was a client. In fact, I know this person never became a client of ours, but they wanted to know if I felt that the money system was going to be replaced completely with plastics. And I said, you mean like charge cards? And no, they're going to go to complete plastic. And I again asked, I said, well, what kind of, are you talking about like something that, just plastic? And I went, I don't think so. I haven't heard anything like that. And I moved on to somebody else.
That's interesting. I wonder why they would ask that question.
I don't know. Internet.
Oh, of course.
Social media.
It's got to be the internet.
Got to be.
Yeah.
I once had a widow, this was a long time ago, a widow that wanted to leave her IRA, so the beneficiary, to her cat.
To her cat?
To her cat. And then she asked me, well, could the cat open a bank account? And I said, well, the cat would need a human that would be a caretaker, so why don't we leave the money to the caretaker? No, it's got to be in the name of the cat.
Oh, my.
That was
Do I want to ask how that turned out?
We called her daughter and said, we might have a mental health issue here.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, let's jump in with no further ado, if you will. Let's jump right in. So we actually have the first viewer question is Karen in Farmington Hills. She writes in, I'm a recent newcomer to your show, so forgive me if this has been asked before, but my biggest fear is running out of money in retirement. How do I make sure that my income lasts?
What a great question. I'm sorry, what's her name? Karen?
Karen in Farmington Hills.
Karen, great question to ask. That is almost everybody's fear.
The number one fear.
Number one fear in retirement is, am I going to run out of money? What's the number two fear? Number two fear is healthcare. So number one fear, and I completely understand. By the way, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm glad that you caught the show, and I hope you continue to watch the show because we try to put in a lot of information for you. So the question is, how do you not run out of money? Well, you have to have a plan. A failure to plan is just a wish, or what have you? Is that how you say it? A failure to plan.
A goal without a plan.
A goal without a plan is a wish.
A failure to plan is planning to fail. Okay, we got it straight now.
We got it straightened out. I only have a little bit more of my bourbon. Anyway, so one of the best things you could do is actually come in and see us, or really anybody out there that can provide you with a good plan. You need to have a plan in place so that it will allay your fears in terms of income in retirement. The first key of retiring is income and making sure that lasts a lifetime. Social Security plays a part in that, but you have to be very sure that it's not going to be the whole plan for your retirement. You have to have other means of income in order for you to make it all the way through retirement. We hope it's a very long and healthy retirement.
Well, there's a big difference from an income plan to an income guess.
Okay.
Right. So hoping that we have enough money, or hoping that they have a written financial plan that has some tools that are guaranteed in there, and to create a paycheck versus what we talk about play checks. So income plan, not an income guess.
Okay. All right. Very important to know. Absolutely. So let's jump into the next one. We actually have Dave from Rochester Hills. And Dave says, I'm 61 years old and I'm planning to retire at age 66. How much should I keep in the market once I retire? And should I even keep anything in it? What are your thoughts on that?
Well,
Anything?
that comes right down to our R and our RIP report, which we've talked about if you watch the show for a while, is risk assessment. How fast or slow do you want to drive? What was his name? Dave?
That's Dave.
So Dave, it makes no difference of what anyone else wants. It's what are you comfortable with? We've told stories before about our client Marjorie, who's in her late 80s, and she drives on a scale of 1 to 100. She's in the 90s. She goes to the casino once a week, very aggressive investor. And on the opposite end, we have a 32-year-old young man that inherited a bunch of money from granddaddy's trust or from a farm, and he has it all in very conservative, drives it very slow, if you use that analogy. Conventional wisdom would say he could take more risk and Marjorie should take less risk. But it means nothing. It's what you can live with. So we've got a great risk assessment questionnaire to help you dive into that. It's mfgrisktest.com, and you take a quick 11-question survey, and it'll give you a score of 1 to 100. And that'll tell you if your score is an 85, then you should have 85% of your assets in the market and 15 in protected. And if you're a 30, you should only have 30% in the market. So that should get you going, Dave.
Yeah, let me add on to that too. So we do feel in our organization that you should have some money in the market. It is, if you're too conservative, inflation could eat away at your retirement later down in life. And if you're too aggressive, well, the ups and downs, the roller coaster investing is not going to prove to be worth your time. So getting your portfolio to line up with that risk test is very important. But I would say, again, not knowing Dave from Rochester Hills personally, we don't know what your value is in terms of how much you've saved for retirement. But I would say that in general, a portion of that needs to be in the market done correctly so that we do not run out of money later down the line because of inflation.
Okay, very good. Well, let's jump into one more, please, before we take our first commercial break. It says, this is Laura in Ann Arbor, and she's writing in, I'm about 10 years away from retiring. What do you see as the biggest mistake people make when preparing for retirement? The biggest mistake that people make. Great question.
Great question. Number one mistake is they come in with no plan whatsoever. I've seen more people in retirement, not entering into retirement, but in retirement without a plan. They're just, I've been accumulating all my life. That's exactly what I'm going to try to do in my retirement.
I'm going to say, I agree with that. I'm going to say that my two biggest ones that I see are not having a tax plan. Because in retirement, you've got to the top of the mountain. Your working years are accumulating up the mountain. Now you're at the top. You have all the money that you've made. You're not going to continue to put money into that portfolio. We need to get down the mountain, which is retirement. And taxation is a huge impact to people that don't plan for it. We spend a lot of time with tax planning. And I think number two, the other biggest thing that I always say, what is a terrible mistake in retirement, buying capital assets with retirement dollars.
Yes.
What does that mean? Taking dollars out of an IRA, paying tax on that, and then buying a car or buying a house. Retirement dollars, those are both assets, right? A car is an asset, a house is an asset, an IRA is an asset. You're going from one pocket to the other pocket, causing taxation, and you have to take out more just to net what you need to buy that asset.
Wow.
IRAs, 401ks, retirement dollars, Roth IRAs should all be for income to replace your income for the rest of your life. Do not buy capital assets with your retirement accounts.
Jordan, thank you so much. Adam, thank you so much. Well, Jordan, I have a question for you. If someone is calling in today and they want to book a consultation, they want to have their very own ripped report, what can they expect when they pick up that phone or click that QR code?
Yeah, we reference our RIP report in all of our shows. So the RIPT, come in for 2 meetings out of your life. The first meeting is to tell us what you like and don't like about your personal financial situation. We'll do a customized report specific to you on our 4 key areas of our financial plan. The R is the risk, what we talked about a lot in this first segment. Make sure that it's aligned with what your portfolio or what you want your portfolio to be. The I is the income plan. Is it a guess or is it an actual plan? The P is the overall health of your portfolio. Have you stress tested your portfolio recently? And the T is what we hit on just a minute ago, taxation. How do we get Uncle Sam out of that portfolio. We're also going to throw in a copy of our new book that recently came out, The Main Street Millionaire. So call the number, click the QR code. 2 great pieces right there.
Most definitely, Jordan. Thank you so much. Adam, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, the number to call is 888-462-7839, 888-462-7839 to book that consultation. Have your very own ripped report customized just for you. Or we've made it even simpler. Grab your smartphone, click on the QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That'll take you right to the landing page of Main Financial Group, and you can schedule your time accordingly. We're going to take a very short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We have more viewer questions, and I could tackle yours when we return.
I was an accountant by trade out of school, out of Michigan State, and I absolutely hated brokers, financial advisors, whatever they wanted to call themselves. I was a tax accountant, and we would share a mutual client, and this broker would advise our mutual client to buy, sell, and never do any tax strategy, and I was left to clean up the mess. So I went to the client and said, please talk to your broker and tell him to knock this off or begin to do some strategy, and the typical broker response was, I'm not licensed to do that. I can't talk about taxes. So I basically decided to get my investment securities license and all my other licenses out of spite so that we could do all the tax planning as part of the investment strategy for our clients. The value of choice, as we always say, if you go to a big box firm, they're going to have one of 6 portfolios, let's say, and you're going to fit into one of those. The value of working with an independent advisor, especially a fiduciary like we are, is that they have to do what's in your best interest, and they can use any program that's licensed out there in America. So a huge difference. After 20 plus years on this side of the fence, I think our industry does a poor job at explaining to the public the difference of those two. I come from a culture of helping people and educating them, not just telling them what to do. So I think people that truly want to educate make a big difference in this industry.
Welcome back to the Main Money Show, where Wall Street meets Main Street. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Jordan Main, president of Main Financial Group, as well as joined by Adam Freund, CRC at Main Financial Group. And again, viewers at home, this is your show today. We are tackling viewer questions, and the next one that I ask could be yours. So, gentlemen, I think we should keep going. This is Mike in Novi, and Mike says, I'm 54 and I watch your show regularly. I really enjoy the chemistry that 3 of you have together. Oh, that's so sweet. I hate to ask this, but do I really need an advisor if I've managed my own money well so far? I'm a do-it-yourselfer.
Well, thanks, Mike. No, I'm just joking. Well, the answer, honestly, the answer to that question is no, you don't need an advisor. I would highly recommend that you get an advisor. But I know a lot of people that are their own doctors. They don't go see a doctor. They want a doctor themselves. I would say that I would want to leave, especially something so dear to them over the years that they've collected, to a professional. But in truth, you don't need an advisor. What we stress, I think, all the time that we talk about as fiduciaries is that you need a plan. Yeah. And you need something that keeps you on track. The issue that we've always had with DIY investors is that they do the opposite of what Warren Buffett said. And Warren Buffett said, as others get greedy, he flees, and as others flee, he gets greedy. What does that mean? It means that you sell high and buy low. And the problem is that most investors, do-it-yourself investors, don't do that at all. They make maneuvers at the wrong time and not only costing them money, but costing them taxes, costing them all kinds of other things, costing them a lot of angst. So I would suggest that you do see a professional. It doesn't have to be us. We would love for you to come in. In fact, we have a we have a Livonia or Northville location that would be very close to your residence in Novi.
Yeah, and I think the other thing on the DIY people, you can try to manage your own money, but we as fiduciary investment advisors, we have access to tools that the retail space doesn't. So if you're on your own, you're a retail investor. We're on the institutional side, so we have some tools in our toolbox that maybe he doesn't have access to. So same thing from a tax standpoint. You could file your own taxes, but you can also go to a CPA and have them done. Is it worth a mistake that you're going to make and cause yourself tax dollars and penalties and interest? Same thing like Adam said, you can go to WebMD and self-diagnose yourself and use over-the-counter drugs, or do you want to go to a doctor and get real prescriptions and get a holistic approach to what your overall health is going? So
Okay.
I think the overwhelming message is yes, you need an advisor. Can you piecemeal it together on your own with limited knowledge in certain areas? You can, but that's not the most efficient way.
No.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you so much. Well, this next one, this is Susan from Brighton, and she says, hello to Jordan. I'm 67 and I'm healthy. Should I delay Social Security until 70? I'm still working, by the way.
So,
Hi, Susan.
yeah, well, hello, Susan. My mother-in-law, Janet, who was an executive at Dow Chemical, her and I had the same discussion because she is in her 70s now, and she's retired, and her family, they all lived to about 100. And in my life, in my genetics, we don't have longevity in the main family tree. So Janet, my mother-in-law, deferred her Social Security till age 70. And I kind of argued with her when she was in her mid-60s, when she got to 67, which is full retirement age.
Okay.
And Janet still wanted that additional 8% roll-up. The Social Security benefit was getting better and better. So I think if you just tell me the exact date of your passing, Susan, it's an easy question, right? And I think there's an argument for both sides, but I don't think there's a wrong decision for her to take it at 67 or up to 70.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, let's jump into one more. This is Shelley from Troy. It says, hi, my name is Shelley and I'm in the 7th grade.
Oh, no.
Given the political world that we all now live in, my social studies teacher told me to ask you, when did Adam first notice that he was going bald?
Oh boy, here we go.
Listen, Shelley, I have a couple choice words for your Social
Wait a
Security.
minute, but this isn't the same young lady that's been emailing.
I think it is. I just think.
Oh, it's under a different name.
Yes, I think it's under a different name.
Oh, maybe so.
So the truth of the matter is, I took a shower once and I thought I was shampooing my hair with shampoo and it was Nair. Go look that up.
Wait.
Don't believe that.
Bald is beautiful.
Shelley.
Though,
Thank you.
right?
Thank
I mean,
you.
we
and
have
I'm not
to.
completely bald. I just have to.
There's a little hair up here. I see so. All right.
On that note, I think we'll take a quick commercial break right now because this is the perfect time. Jordan, I know that you have a very special offer that you and Adam have today for the viewers at home. Talk about what that is, please, before we let Adam grab something for his hair.
Yeah, we'd like anyone watching today to call the number, click the QR code, and come in to see us for 2 meetings. One of our 4 Metro Detroit offices, Brighton, Northville, Troy, or Bloomfield, and come in for, like I said, 2 meetings. You get your own customized RIP report, a written financial plan specifically for you to make sure that the risk is in line with what you want to take, to make sure that the income is a plan, not a guess, to make sure that your portfolio is healthy, and to make sure that Uncle Sam, the taxes are out of your portfolio. We'll also throw a copy in of our new book, Main Street Millionaire. We'd love to see you, so click the code or call the number.
Jordan, thank you so much. Adam, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, that number to call is 888-462-7839, 888-462-7839. Or we've made it even simpler. You can grab your smartphone, click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That takes you right to the landing page of Main Financial Group. You can schedule your time accordingly. Have your very own RIP report customized just for you. We're going to take a very short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We have more viewer emails. We may have another funny one for Adam. You just never know. Stay tuned. We'll be right back momentarily.
Imagine not having to face your retirement with the same old corporate solutions as everyone else. In these economic times, you deserve a fresh look that includes a personalized income and tax strategy from a retirement planning team whose focus is on you. You only retire once. Don't settle for cookie-cutter solutions. You deserve a customized retirement plan that we call the Main Money Report. It all starts with a first meeting. To schedule yours, call the number you see here.
Welcome back to the Maine Money Show, where Wall Street meets Main Street. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Jordan Main. He is president of Maine Financial Group, as well as joined by Adam Freund, CRC of Maine Financial Group. Viewers at home, today's show is just for you. We are talking all about your viewer questions, so I may ask yours coming up next. So here we go. Let's just keep going. This is actually Jim in Livonia, and he says, hello, boys and Cynthia.
Oh.
Hey, Jim. I'm 62 and I just retired. What happens if inflation goes up and stays high for years? How can retirees possibly keep up rising inflation?
Yeah.
Well, this is so important, especially over the last 5 years,
Yep.
right? So risk equals growth. To grow your assets, you have to take on some risk. And what does risk mean? We could potentially lose some, right?
Yes.
But we can't just put it all under a mattress. As we see in retirement, it's not just a linear line of this is how much income you need for the next 30 years. We talk a lot about the 3 phases in retirement. The go-go phase, that's the first third. That's when you just retire and you're doing all the things that you haven't done before, spending more money. Then we've got the 70s, maybe slow go, not as many planes, maybe seeing more time with the grandkids. And then the last third is no-go. Go-go, slow go, no-go.
No-go,
And you're
yeah.
going to need different levels of income with that. And when you throw inflation in there, you have to address it. So I think your plan needs to have pieces in there that are offsetting inflation, or at least trying to keep up with inflation.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that one of the issues has been of recent memory is that inflation has been relatively low until the last few years. In fact, at a certain point, we had a little bit of deflation even. So I think it's very important. I think that when we put together these RIP plans, that's one of the things that we definitely look at in terms of inflation, making sure that your portfolio, your plan keeps up with inflation.
Well, and I think
Okay.
tax efficient withdrawals as well. Not just real
Yes.
quick to say, hey, if we can not waste tax dollars and make sure that we're withdrawing money efficiently, that's just more we have to spend.
Most definitely. Makes perfect sense. Well, here's Angela from South Lyon, and she writes in, I just saw your program for the first time and I'm scared. I'm 59 and I've saved about $500,000. Is that enough to retire? 59, $500,000.
You know, the truth of the matter is, I don't know. I don't think anybody knows, is that enough? It all depends on your lifestyle. How much do you need to spend? We know that Social Security, or live really, we know that Social Security is going to help a bit. I would generally say that $500,000 is a little light, but I don't know that for sure. And being a licensed fiduciary like we are, I couldn't tell you either way whether or not that's enough or not enough. What I can tell you is you come in, you see us, we can do a RIP report for you. We can tell you, hey, you know, it's going to take you another 5 years maybe to retire.
Well, and I think so many people focus on the number.
Right.
I have a whole chapter in our new book. It's not the number.
Nope.
Okay, I have $1 million, or I have $2 million, or I have $3 million. It is how much that number can create income for you. An example, we had someone who came in that had their current plan, they had a $2 million account, and the plan had put together a 3% withdrawal, which was $60,000 a year. And I said, well, what if we could get you $70,000 a year with only $1 million? That's being efficient.
Right.
So someone with $500,000, you could line up 3 people, and then they could have 3 different amounts of income they could generate based on efficiencies in their portfolio.
Okay.
So I don't think the question is this the number? Is the number the number?
yeah.
I think that's what the chapter is. Is
Right.
the number the
Is
number?
the number the number?
It's more about what does that mean into lifetime income that you cannot live.
100%.
Makes sense. I love that. Thank you, gentlemen. Excellent response. This is Tom in Rochester. Tom says, my question is simple. Do I really need to keep cash in retirement, or should everything be invested? Do I need cash, or should everything be invested?
Well, again, we don't know Tom personally, so we don't know what we're talking about. We don't know if he's talking about $20 or $200,000. The answer to this question is, again, an unknown. I'm sorry to be that way.
Yeah, I've always been at a minimum of 6 months of your spend that you
Yes.
spend needs to be in cash reserve. So if you look at your checkbook and what you're spending, but you also have to forecast other issues. Are you going to pay for a wedding? Are you going to pay for grandkids' college? You need some liquidity there. So liquidity is very important in retirement, but when you have things liquid, you give up rate of return.
Oh, yeah.
So we want to make sure we have a balance of good rates of return, which sometimes require non-liquid programs like bonds and CDs and annuities and things.
Yep.
And let's make sure that we've got enough liquidity to meet those short-term needs.
And I'm going to just differ just a little bit with you on that. I think 6 months is correct for somebody who is not retired yet. If you're working and you should have at least 6 months saved up. I think once you get into retirement, you need sleeping at night money.
Okay.
You need money that is not going to keep that you're going to have that number, whatever that number is, 25,000, 50,000, in a savings account that's going to make you sleep comfortably at night. I get a little in our family when the money gets too high. No, we can't have that much cash. We got to put it into something else. You need the money for emergencies. You've got insurance for catastrophic emergencies, but you need a new roof, you need a new furnace, a hot water tank. That's what you want to have those cash reserves for.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Finally, this last one, we have Linda in Bloomfield Hills, and she writes, I've heard you guys talk a lot about Roth conversions. Why should my husband and I consider one?
Oh,
Roth
we love
conversion.
it. Roth.
I've never heard of this before.
We love moving dollars from a pre-tax IRA, converting them, now that's a taxable event, into a tax-free Roth IRA.
Yes.
We've got a great tool online that anyone can use. MainTaxBill.com, is that what it is, Adam?
MainTaxBill.com,
and you just
right
put
there.
in a few pieces of information, your amount of money you have in pre-tax IRAs, the tax bracket that you think you'll be in, rate of return, and you can run all kinds of scenarios. And it will tell you how much your tax bill will be if you convert to a Roth now, or if you don't do it and you leave it in a pre-tax IRA. I think we have it till age 95.
Yep.
And it will show you how much you'll pay in taxes. And 9 times out of 10, or even 99 times out of 100, the Roth IRA will save you a ton of money compared to what that IRA will do. So it is, I think, crucial for every retiree to at least explore. And we made this tool that anyone can use for free online, even for you that have advisors. Feel free to use that tool with your current plan. It's a great, easy to use.
Yeah, we're not talking about converting from Judaism to Catholicism, so.
All right. Well, on that note, Jordan, bring us home. What do we get when we call in today?
Yeah, we'd love to see you come in for 2 meetings out of your life to get your personalized RIP report. Make sure your risk, your income, your portfolio, and your taxes are all in line. We'll give you a copy of our free book. Check out our radio show every Saturday morning on AM 910 at 9 a.m. And feel free to come to our website to sign up for any of our live events around Metro Detroit.
Thank you, gentlemen. To our viewers at home, thank you for your viewer questions today. Be safe, be happy, and be blessed. We'll see you back in 1 week. Take care now.